Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you're here. Oh my gosh, today is the day. City Beauty Plumping Lip Oil. We're going to be pairing 2 more palettes again today. I am somewhat systematically working through my stash. I decluttered a palette. I'm down to 39 and I'm excited about that. So we're going to be using MAC's Connecting Color Connecting Color eyeshadow palette. This one is Unfiltered Nudes. What you see, there's 3 of these. One is Future Flames and the other one is Hi-Fi color palette. These I do recommend them. I recommend them. What you see on the outside is what you see on the inside. Look at this color story. So if this is your color story, you can do monochromatic looks with it. You can do looks that are not monochromatic with it, depending on what shades you use. And so I love the addition of the darker shades, of course. This has looks rosy a little bit, excuse me for the glare. And then you have this gold type shade and the silver. This is beautiful. I recommend these when either MAC has a sale or when Ulta has a coupon code 20% off that includes Prestige. And I do have links down below. Thank you for using them. But I do highly recommend these, and I do have a playlist for MAC pre-made palettes, and so this will be in there. We're going to pair that with Spellcast Beauty, which is the sister side of Notoriously Morbid. I have a 15% off code down there for them. I had to get this palette, y'all, because it's called Garden Grunge. They had me at Grunge, and this is looking a little messy right now. You can tell I haven't used it. You see shadow everywhere. But this is what this looks like. So let me hold these 2 up together, and I feel like I'm out of order here because we're going to split up the videos like we've been doing. We're going to do the base face. That'll be this video, and then we're going to click back on and do the eyeshadow look. But look at these 2 together, particularly these right here with Unfiltered Nudes. And I do love the formula of the metallics in this one, and they do have a few 8-pan palettes. I have 3 of them. One is Neon Garden and the other one is Dark Side of the Rainbow, I believe. So these are what we're going to be pairing after this, and so you'll see the eye look a couple days after you see the base face look, depending on what my calendar is looking like. So for this video, I know I've been systematically showing you how to use different palettes for our base face, and we did use this for bronzer, contour, blush, highlighter, and then we used House Labs products for contour, bronzer, blush, highlighter, and we also have done the Blend Bunny Sculpt palette that Janessa has sent me. And so we're going to roll back around to that. And so I thought, we haven't used this one again recently. This also, Janessa be sending some really good stuff. And this is the curve case, and this one is for medium complexions. And so we're going to use this for our bronzer, blush, highlighter. I'm not sure for contour. These 2 look almost identical, but it has a different undertone. This one is just a tad bit darker. This seems to have a little red in it. So we're gonna use this for our base face today, and of course we're gonna powder down because these are cream products. If you see something flickering, my kitchen light has 3 light bulbs in it. One blew out before, and I love it like that because when all 3 are lit, it is super bright in my kitchen, and one of them keeps flickering, so that's about to die, and I'm waiting for it to do so. Anyway, so if you see a flickering, it's because that one light is about to die. So let's get started. We're going to, y'all like, girl, just have your stuff out. You already know the basics of what you're going to use. I know. So we're going to just take our stuff. We're going to start. If you're new here, thank you. Hello and welcome. What are we going to do for inner rims? I'm going to do Hung Van Gogh for inner rims and lower lash line today because they are colorful and the look is not going to be too colorful. I'm thinking you can see that flickering. This eye feels like it's swollen. Today is April 19th, and I know I've been talking a lot about the weather, and the winter season is getting longer and spring is getting shorter. Y'all, it is 45 degrees outside right now. And my thermostat is reading 70, and I do not have the heat on, but this weather is nuts. This one is personal preference, the blue one. This one is one eye at a time, the green one. When I see this by itself, I often think that it's blue. And I have put one lower lash line and the other on lower lash line. And as they settle in and dry down, not that they're wet, but to me, these dry down to both look like this one. And I did purchase these two colors because I will use a blue and a green for my inner rims and lower lash line. And so even though I already had those colors, I said I will still definitely use these, and I do. So we're going to start with our brows, and I'm going to do the intro. If you keep coming back, go ahead and subscribe. Click join. It'll show you the membership perks. Clicking it will not automatically join you, and I wonder sometimes if people think that, but click join to see the membership perks, and if they appeal to you, then we would love to have you as an official trollkin, which is what I call my members. Why do I call my subscribers and members trolls? There's a bump right here. Y'all see this red thing? What happened? So I think this eye, it does feel like it's swollen, and I'm sure it's allergies. Hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? Crazy concept. Just be your authentic self. Yes, be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. It's very freeing just to be who you are and not to continue to live your life trying to please people, because someone is always going to want you to change something for their benefit that does not have your best interest in mind. So I'm just here to tell you, just be your authentic self and just love yourself for it. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, a certain tool, or a certain technique, because that's what they're telling you in whatever video that you are watching. I'm here to tell you, if you want to try all the things, go ahead and try all the things, and then settle upon what you like best for you versus what somebody else is telling you that you should do, because there will be someone somewhere along the line, especially if you do content, that's going to tell you what they think, their preference or their opinion. And so lately when someone is saying, you know, this is my opinion, I tell them, thank you for sharing your opinion, keyword your. Sometimes I'm a little snarky. I'm in my mid-50s. So the time for, thinking I'm going to do what someone else wants me to do because of their own personal stuff, that time is come and gone, y'all. So anyway, use whatever tools you want to, whatever brands, whatever techniques you want to use to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, but not because we feel like we have to. Listen, y'all, love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. That and a large bucket of nuts is what the Crazy Troll Nation stands for. So here, troll is a good thing. It just means you love yourself, you wear what you want to, and you rock it with confidence. Girl, why didn't you just say that short sentence in the beginning? Because some people do ask me, why do I call it the Crazy Troll Nation? And so I'm like, let me just, go back to saying it when I do the intro so new people will know what it is. Those who have been here, thank you for your patience, because it can be redundant because y'all already know. And what I love, one of the many things that I love, is that y'all are here for it. And I have had people join. They said, as soon as you said self-acceptance, I clicked subscribe. Did I say join? I meant to say subscribe. I do speak backwards sometimes. And again, those who have been here for a while, they know exactly what I mean. And I do think that's a little bit scary. Like when I misspeak, but they still know what I mean. Yeah, we get along like that. We understand each other. And so, so I've had people tell me, as soon as you said, self-acceptance, self-love, I clicked the subscribe button, and I'm like, oh, wow. So I do know that the intro does resonate with people. And if you're new here watching this for the first time, I do hope that resonates with you as well. Just to know it's okay just to be yourself, regardless of what people may say. Because what's better, to have a lot of people like you because you're doing what they think you should do, or people liking you because you are being who you are? And so my eyebrows are distant pen pals today. They'll be all right. They'll be together one day. I don't know when. So we're going to put on the City Beauty Brightening Eye Cream. So again, this is just going to be the base face. And I hate when that hard piece comes out because it gets dry in the nozzle. And for that purpose and that purpose only, I will not repurchase this. I do like the product itself, though. Just that is just annoying to me. And I know it probably shouldn't be, because a good product is a good product. But being that I do have other eye creams and serums that I love, it's like, okay, why deal with that? But it is a good cream. I use it every time if you've been here when I start my videos. I do have a beauty bio thing waiting to be open. So when this runs out, I will be switching to another one. I always do skincare when I get up. I do always apply extra moisture under my eyes before I go in with concealer, and I do believe that it does help my skin. And y'all see I have these beautiful wrinkles over here. I got this bag that's like, what's up, how you doing? So I don't want to give them extra attention, so I put extra moisturizer under there just so that it's not dry. I think that was too much concealer, believe it or not, because them little 3 dots, y'all, look at all that. That's too much. And I don't do the triangle thing. For me, it's not, I was going to say not necessary, but makeup is not necessary. It's not a need. We're not going to unalive if we don't have makeup, but the want and desire can be extremely strong. And why was I saying that? Something about my wrinkles in my bags. Oh, I don't think it's necessary for me to do the whole triangle thing, because I'm not trying to brighten this entire area of my face. The type of makeup I do, if you're doing theatrical makeup, if you're doing stage makeup, if you're doing drag makeup or transformations, then yeah, there may be a need for that because you're going after a certain look. But just for me, as just a regular person, I don't see a need to do that. We're going to take the Milk Makeup face primer, and again, it goes back to just doing what you want to do, what you like best for you. The Fenty Luminous foundation. So we have 1 pump of the primer, and we're going to put 1 pump of the foundation on top. I do this to clean the nozzle. Did I just stammer? It's easier to clean it when it's still moist versus letting it dry up and then it's all, you know, caked up and stuff. Because to me, that just looks nasty. Oh, 2 things I forgot to tell you about me. Sometimes I curse because sometimes I curse. And there's an organism named Bruce that lives in my throat that likes to randomly hiccup, gurgle, and belch. I don't think he'll make an appearance today. I have had some water since I woke up. I do not have an appetite, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's just, you know, the effect of my allergies bothering me. I was going to make rice because I took out chili to thaw out last night to eat today since the weather was getting cooler, and it did get a lot cooler, which I am thankful for. Because y'all, them days when it was like 91 degrees and it was like 87 in here, it was almost unbearable. I had fans blowing. I do not like to sweat, but I refused to turn on my AC because they did say a cold front was coming. And now, y'all, again, this is April 19th. We're under a freeze watch. And I'm just like, so how do you go from like 91 to now it's 45 at night? And at night it was like 70 something degrees still when we had those hot days. And I've been saying for years that winter gets longer and spring gets shorter. So it's just like, you know, we went from like 55 up to like 80 something, and then, you know, 90 something, and now we're back down to earlier today. Well, we're down to 45 right now. Earlier today, it was like 70 something outside, and it has been a cool breeze. And I left my balcony door open because it was a cool breeze, and I think that's how the allergens got in. I have not been out. I know I need to go check my mailbox. We have cluster boxes where I live, so we have to physically go get the mail unless it doesn't fit in our mailbox. The mail person will bring it to our door. But yeah, I need to go check my mailbox. I'm sure there's stuff in there. I don't know if you remember, but we're going to use the same brush for our bronzer, contour. We're not going to use the same brush for contour. We're going to take out another one for when we do our eye primer for the next video clip. We're going to take this brush. This is a Real Techniques 210. You see me use it all the time for concealer, to blend out my eye primer. I love this brush for that. You can find them at Ulta. You can find them at like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, those types of places. And this is the Real Techniques 200. I use this every single time I do foundation. Every single time. The same as using this every single time for concealer. We're going to go into this shade. We're going to tap straight in. And we're going to just very gently, lightly do a line. And you can see my natural contour. And when I smile, you see how my muscle pops out. But right in the middle of that, even not smiling, you see this indentation. That's my natural contour. So I do just follow that line. So we're going to blend this out. And, ooh, that's nice. This one is more at an angle, starting from here. This one, I came straight down. I don't know why. We're going to tap in lightly, and we're going to come up here. I don't... And I did this side first too, didn't I? So let me bring this down here since I did that, and do the same thing on this side. So we're going to blend this down just a little bit, just so it'll look like this side. And I know it doesn't look like much because these are darker colors. I do take my time with them, and I don't just go in, you know, hardcore heavy like I do with powder products, because I want to make sure that it's nice, that it's not too much and it doesn't look like too much. We're going to tap straight in again. We're going to do another line. And I will say that even though it looks really dark in here, cream products often do apply lighter than they look in the component. And so, because there's been colors, even with the Makeup Forever one, it was this dark red berryish color. And I didn't use it for a long time because I was intimidated. And then when I used it, I'm like, man, what was I feeling anxious about? Like, this is really nice. This side to me always looks darker. And I think it's because the kitchen is over here, that light is on. There's no lights on over here. Because this side to me always, always, always looks lighter than this side. I'm kind of thinking this is more of a bronzer type shade than a contour. Like, I can see the shadow, a tad grayish. That gray in the Blend Bunny one is an amazing shade. Oh my gosh, that is like the perfect contour shade. I love that palette. And she sent me in that palette a mix of the medium tan and the dark deep, and that she sent me a nice assortment because that does my whole cheek situation, and it is beautiful. So now we're going to put that down, and we're going to go to this brush because we're going to go into a shade for bronzer. I'm thinking, because I want one that's a little bit, that is a different tone than that. We're going to go in with this shade. So we're going to tap straight in, and we're going to put that right here. It's looking a little orangey on the skin, and that's why I was looking at it thinking that it might be similar to this shade. So it kind of seems like, and we're just going to press this in, it kind of seems like this is more of a blush than a bronzer. It seems like some of the shades in here are the same, the undertone is just different, and it does make sense because this is for medium complexions, and so there is a variety for whatever your undertone is. And so I do understand why they did that, and this is very pretty. It's not too much. It is buildable if I don't keep blending. And so you saw how I just did that and just kind of left it. So it is buildable to an extent. The question I was wondering earlier to myself was, do I want to set my face with the Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder in Truly Tawny, because it does have color to it. It is my exact complexion color. Or use the Mayron translucent powder, which sometimes can look a little ghastly, do I say? We're going to take this shade here, and we're going to put this one here. I do like a gradient with my blush situation, with a darker shade here and a lighter one here. Which one did I just go into? Was it this one? But there's not much of a gradient happening. But this is really nice. The CC Beauty translucent powder definitely makes me look ghastly. Depending on the look I'm doing, it does work. And what I'll usually do when I use that one is I'll do Fashion Fair around the perimeter. So that way just the center of my face looks like Casper. That's how we do that. We're not going to take a shade from here for as a highlighter. Yeah, let's just put this right here just to see. Just a little bit. This pink shade. And I'm wondering if I want to top any of this with corresponding powder colors? And I'm thinking no, since we're focusing on this today for our cheek situation. We're going to tap into this one again. Just put a little bit on the nose. We may or may not put an hourglass powder on after we powdered down. So we'll just see what things are looking like. So this is just to add a little bit of color to the rest of my face. If you have any of the Made by Mitchell Curve palettes, let me know. I did see them before Blend Bunny left and came back. I did not mean to bring this all the way down there. And they were on sale, and I was looking at them, and this is my introduction to Made by Mitchell. And so I looked at it, but I'm like, you know what? I have enough bronzers, blushes, highlighters, all of that. And so we're going to just kind of get rid of that. But that ain't working because it's product on this brush. So let's just do this here, just, you know, keep it even. And so, but I am glad that she did send them because I really do like them. And they are, I thought, you know, would I like these for my kit? But y'all, I have every one of the Makeup Forever face palettes. I have every single one. Is it necessary? No. Do I love having them? Yes. Do I use them? Absolutely. But if it's just for you, I do recommend those when they're having a sale. Their 30% off sale is the best one I've seen. I do get a discount with them though, which also made it easier for me to get the different palettes. I didn't get them all at the same time. But as, you know, I would keep seeing them, and then when I use them and it renews my love for them, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get that one too. And sometimes there's some that's sold out. So we're going to, do I want to use the Fashion Fair powder? So this is our Made by Mitchell face. The glow is nice. I love the glow. Putting on powder products though, or powdering down, it is going to dull this down. Even though I like the glow, I don't like to look like this all day. Because to me, it's a fine line between looking glowy and looking oily. You know what I'm saying? And I don't quite know where the line is. I just know sometimes I'm just like, nah, that ain't gonna work. So we're gonna take the Fashion Fair powder Truly Tawny, which is my shade with this Tired Scott Barnes brush. Yo, I talk about this brush every single time. I've had it for a long time, but it has no bounce back. It's not going to spring back. This brush is like, where you put me, that's where I'm gonna stay. And it just cracks me up every time, because even if it's this way, once I press it in, y'all, this brush is tired. And I use this for setting powder every single time I do my face. I just love this brush, and you can tell it has been loved. I do have two of them, but I tend to use the one I've used the day before. I do wash brushes in between uses, and so they sit out, you know, because I'll usually wash brushes either while I'm fixing something to eat or, you know, before I get ready for bed. And then when I get up that evening, they're dry, and so I will just put them here and reuse it. So this is the one that has been getting used. I'm doing this to see if it's dried down, and it actually is. And what I like is that I can still see the color of the product. Am I going to put on an hourglass? Am I going to put on an hourglass powder? I think not. And so actually, y'all, this will be it for this video. I do usually, after I do the base face, I put on my eyeliners, and then I spray the face, or actually I spray the face, and then we're going to use the bridal formula of Scandinavia, and then I'll put on inner rims and lower lash line and prime the eye, and then do the eye look. So this is very much like what my process is. If you've been here, you've seen it. And open my mouth too soon. And then I wipe it off of my eyelid. And so that will be it for this video, y'all. I thank you for being here, and do let me know if you have used any of the Made by Mitchell curve cases. I really do like this. Oh, you know what I am going to do? Because she also sent me, oh shoot, she also sent me a liquid Blursh is what he calls them. And so I do usually put this on when I use this. And for some reason I'm thinking she also, yeah, she did. She sent me also the Blursh pod, and this one is Baked Luminous Blusher, fresh out of the oven. That's what this looks like. So we're going to take this same brush And we're just going to just lightly illuminize. Well, that's nice. So this is without, and this is with. What I am liking is that I still see some of that shine from before we powdered down. And I am liking that. This is pretty. And what I like with this is you can still see the darker shades, even putting this on top of it. Like this is just not, this is not completely taking over, you know, what we did. And I do like that. Yeah, I completely forgot about the liquid blush. And I do sometimes put liquids over top of powders, but we're not going to do that today. But this is nice. So do let me know. Do you have the curve case made by Mitchell? Do you have the Blursh pods? And even though it's plural, this is just one, but there is more than one color. And if you have one of their liquid blushes. And I do really like all of these products. And so thank you again, Janessa, for sending me these products, y'all. We send stuff back and forth faster than the crow flies at noonday. And I say that quite often. But yeah, we do. But she sends like really, really good stuff. And when you love something, you know, you hope that someone else would love it as much as you do. And so she sends me stuff that she loves. And I'm like, wow, like this is really great. Because she knows I don't, you know, venture out too much and try a lot of new things because I want to use what I have. But then like if you send something, I'm going to try it. I'm going to use it. And I do love everything she sent. So that'll be it for this video. Thank you for being here. I do have a Made by Mitchell playlist below if you want to see me using all of these products together and what I have done as far as an entire look with these and other products. And for that, on that note, y'all, we're going to click off, come right back, do the eye look. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, click notifications, click join to see the membership perks, and then click join again to actually join. And as always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you. And you